Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Jackson County. Got a very interesting guest today. It's Dr. Lisa Desfosse, and she is with the NOAA people down here that got basically wiped out during the hurricane, and they've just dedicated a new building and they christened a new ship. Dr. Fosse, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's a monumental event, I guess, for you people because you've been working out of all kind of temporary buildings and trailers and spread out all over the place, and I guess your facilities were pretty archaic.
They were older. They were built in the 80s. So when Katrina came in, there was a lot of damage and ended up destroying the building. That was about 4 years ago. So our people have been in FEMA trailers, rental spaces within Pascagoula, and then also over on the Soup Ship Island. We've got trailers over there and some people over there as well.
They've kind of been spread out all over the place.
All spread out.
I guess communication was via email and telephone.
Yeah. I mean, we're close enough to get together, but it doesn't make for a great working environment.
But you got new facilities now, new upgraded facilities, and the building obviously is built to withstand something like this again.
Yes. The building is hurricane resistant to a Category 3, so it'll stand up to 150 miles per hour. It's also raised up about 17 feet, which meets the FEMA requirement, so hopefully we won't get a storm surge like we did with Katrina. All of our file safe rooms and our mechanical and electronics and computer systems are all up on the second and third floors, so they'll be a little bit safer even if we did get flooded.
Well, let's hope we don't ever see anything like that again.
Let's hope not, yes.
It's been a long time coming. But you also, you had a dedication of the building not long ago, and you also had a christening of a new ship.
Yes, we have a new ship. It's actually 4 of them that are being built. They're acoustically quiet ships. They meet international standards for quietness. This one is called the Pisces, and it's the 3rd ship that's been built. Will be home ported in Pascagoula. So it's a 208-foot NOAA vessel. Should help us improve our survey work and the data that we collect. So we're very happy.
In the press release here, I'm not familiar with who said it, but the fish probably won't even hear us coming.
Yes.
And I guess quietness means a lot because if you announce your arrival, they're going to leave.
Usually if they hear a ship coming, their behavior changes, they move out of the area. It's extremely important for marine mammals because they're so acoustically sensitive to sound. So it will definitely improve our marine mammal surveys, but it should improve all of our fish surveys as well.
This probably makes the ship more efficient as far as propulsion and energy and everything else too.
It should. The cost per day isn't that much different than the other ships that we're running.
Oh, okay.
But the one nice thing about this ship too is it's rated for a 40-day mission. So we could actually go out for 40 straight days. We typically don't, but that's somewhat unusual with these ships as well.
And these ships do surveys. They go out into the Gulf, the Caribbean, and
South Atlantic.
South Atlantic.
Right.
And when you go out, you basically study.
We study all marine life. We do surveys for shrimp, red snapper, groupers, sharks, pretty much anything that's out there. We use different gear types to target different sets of species. We do plankton surveys, which are the microscopic organisms that either fish feed on or the larval fish. And then we do marine mammal surveys as well.
And this is very important to our fishing industry.
Yes.
In the Gulf and South Atlantic and the Caribbean, because y'all actually are out there protecting it, counting it, seeing what it's doing, seeing ways to counteract problems before they occur. And I've got some some information here. It's this, U.S. fisheries produced 8.3 billion pounds of food last year with a dockside value of $4.4 billion. And the Gulf itself produced 1.4 billion pounds with a value of $856 million. That's a tremendous impact on the U.S. economy and the Gulf Coast economy. And you guys are out there making sure if you find a species that's endangered or in short supply, y'all can take measures or recommend measures that will help alleviate just fishing that species away,
Right.
which has happened in the past.
Right. All the data that we collect on the surveys provides the basis for our stock assessments and for management. We don't specifically do management. We collect the data that supports those decisions. But the better our data is, the better those decisions are going to be.
Absolutely. They have to count on you for all the data and what's going on.
Right.
So it's very, very important mission that you guys are doing right here out of Pascagoula, Mississippi. Very important.
Yep.
The ship was actually named by some Mississippi students.
Yes. Yes, there was a contest that was run. Local school was chosen to name the ship, which was named Pisces.
Yep, up in South Haven, Mississippi. And before the show started, you were telling me that the instructor is actually going to go out on the first cruise.
Yes, yes. We have a Teacher at Sea program. We actually take teachers, some that are interested in marine science or teaching marine science in their classrooms. And the teacher of this classroom, the name the Pisces, will be out on the first cruise, which should be leaving hopefully in the next couple of days.
Now that this latest...
Yes, we got delayed a little bit.
delay, an unusual hurricane in November. Speaking of teachers going out on ships, do you accept volunteers to go out on these cruises still?
Yes, we do. Yes, there's usually a medical requirement and a security requirement that they'll have to go through. But pretty much, people want to volunteer, we're willing to take them out.
So they just contact the local NOAA office in Pascagoula and can see what they need to do to volunteer?
Yes.
They'll have to have a physical and be physically fit and be able to do what they need to do at sea.
Yeah, we take a lot of university students, as well as some high school students, and we also have small vessels, small boats. We take classrooms out for outreach, and so there's a variety of opportunities that we have available.
Excellent. Not only are you protecting our seas and the fisheries, but you're also teaching.
Yes, yes, very important to the lab and to NOAA fisheries. We do education in classrooms. We usually participate in some of the local festivals. Showcase what we do, and try to take students out with us and teachers, and let them know what we're doing, and maybe train some up and coming marine scientists for the future.
Yeah, well, we need more, don't we?
We do. We sure do.
Now, we had a photographer go out to your ceremony, and he shot a little video. And if we can run that right now, we'll let you look at it. There's looks like the Pisces, and some of the flags that are on the ship. And this is the ceremony. Looks like a really updated ship. A lot of radars and Dopplers and nice looking bridge there. I would think.
Very big bridge. Yes, we actually have sensors under our ships that feed directly into our computers and into our databases. So they're doing environmental sampling as well, oxygen, temperature, salinity,
Got a
that type of thing.
flyover here from just like a P3 Orion. Hurricane Hunter, how ironic. You must have the crew here.
That's the crew.
And do you have a permanent crew that's assigned to that particular ship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we just did a change of command on Saturday, so we have a new captain on board.
Excellent. It looks like a very up-to-date, it's actually a very beautiful ship. You've got a lot of nice equipment on there. It looks like a beautiful day. Now we've got the sign that is probably out in front of your new building. That's gorgeous. That's a really nice looking building, as well as being functional.
It's functional. It's also a green building. We have the LEED certification. We're up in the silver, so we're environmentally efficient as well to keep our electric bills down. And so that's pretty new for NOAA to have a silver building.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the silver, that's a rating?
It's a rating.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would assume gold is the highest?
Gold is the highest. We're on the border of silver and gold, so we'll go through, over the next year, we'll go through the inspection and see where we end up. But we'll definitely end up in the silver.
But that's very important that you're taking that step.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our energy resources aren't going to last forever.
Right.
And the more we preserve, the more conscious and cognizant we are of that. And I applaud NOAA for doing that. That's a great thing that you've done there. So
Yeah.
You took the opportunity to do it when I hate that it was destroyed in the hurricane. That was pretty sad. I know some people that work down there, and they were pretty bummed out about that. But we've got about 2 minutes here. Is there something else you would like to tell us about what's going on down there at NOAA?
Well, I guess I'd like to give credit to the staff that spent 4 years separated
Yes.
and in working out of trailers and continue to do their jobs and meet the mission that we have, and they deserve a lot of credit for their dedication.
Another thing that I think is pretty interesting is that the Pisces was actually built by a local company,
Yes.
T. Halter Marine.
Yes.
It's great that it's being built in our local area and by labor from our local area, and the ship will be used out of this port of Pascagoula, and will study marine life.
Yes.
And ensure that whenever we want to go down and eat that plate of fried shrimp or that baked snapper or whatever we want to eat, that it comes from the Gulf of Mexico, if possible. I personally, if I go to buy seafood, really like to buy seafood that's harvested in the United States, because I think it's important for us to be loyal to the fisheries.
Right, and that's that really is our mission, is to make sure that the seafood's sustainable through time, and that's all the information that we collect and the work that we do. That's really what we're trying to work towards.
Well, yes, only through the research and the numbers that you gather will we be able to understand exactly where the problems are and what needs to be addressed. The turtle excluder device was one of the things that I think y'all had a big part in,
Yes.
in developing and monitoring, and I think you're still working with that with that aspect of it. So that's a great thing that you're trying to save the sea turtles instead of just wiping out an entire species.
Yes.
And we can't do that. We got to save the planet for our future generations. Yeah. Well, it's been a nice time here talking to you.
Well,
Doctor.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Please come back sometime.
Okay.
And thank you for watching this section of Spotlight on Jackson County. We'll be right back with more right after this. Welcome back to Spotlight on Jackson County. My old friend Kenny Flanagan's back. Kenny.
Hey, Doug.
Welcome back to the show again.
Thanks, my friend.
It's good to have you here.
Our November appearance. We're doing great. Got October and September. We're rolling. We're rolling.
We're on a roll.
We're on a roll here. So thanks for having me back. In fact, I don't have time for our idle chit chat today, Doug. I don't even have. I have a list. I have a list right here, and I need to go down my list. I don't have time for pleasantries.
By all means, let's go
I
to the
don't have
list.
time to ask about your wife and the museum.
She's fine, but let's go to the list.
Let's get to the
Museum's
list. I don't
great.
have time for these things. I don't even have time to say Happy Thanksgiving to you, Doug.
Okay,
I don't even have time for that. I got to get.
Don't be a turkey. Let's go to the list.
Nice. You're going to gobble these things up.
Oh, great.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Well, let's put the dressing on the list and go.
It's got all the fixings.
That's it.
We can do this for a while. All right, stop.
This show is just gravy.
Yes, it is. All right, so seriously. All right, here's the thing I want to, and I'm glad I'm on today's show. We do have some railroad crossings. CSX gave me a call yesterday, and they are closing down 3 major intersections in the Orange Grove community.
Whoa.
Now, the Orange Grove community, for the folks who may be watching, if you're in the Orange Grove community, obviously you know where you are, but when you get kind of past Industrial Road on the other side of Pascagoula, kind of on that very east, kind of southern part of the county. That's kind of the Orange Grove community. And sometimes Pecan, some people call it Pecan community over there. Well, CSX let me know yesterday they're closing down 3 major crossings over there. And there's not a lot of routes in and out of there, unfortunately. So there is going to be a major detour for some of the folks. Let me give you the road crossings. It's going to be at Creole, Orange Grove Road, and Haley Circle, and those all kind of bundle up right there together. In fact, Orange Grove kind of crosses over Haley Circle and whatnot like that. So those are 3 intersections that are going to be closed down today and tomorrow. So that's Wednesday and Thursday of this week. They say they're going to be done by Friday. I hope that's the case.
Wow.
So if you are going to, so starting today, you're going to have to detour on Bayou Compass Road. Now, for somebody coming off of Orange Grove Road, that's going to be a bit of a detour. You're going to go all the way back, almost back into Pascagoula, have to come up Bayou Compass Road, and then probably hit Industrial. You can pick a couple different ways from there, but it's going to be a bit of a detour. CSX, what they're doing, Doug, is they're pulling out all the railroad ties there. They're putting in new asphalt, repaving the whole thing. They say it's going to be a smoother ride. Those railroad crossings, I was out there last week for some of the flooding, and it's a bit bumpy going over the railroad crossings right now. They are actually doing work all up and down the railroad line right now. In fact, they're in Pascagoula next week a good bit. They're going to be working on Market Street, stuff like that. So if you're going over a railroad crossing here in the next 2 weeks in Jackson County, especially in Pascagoula and the southern part of the county and the unincorporated areas, kind of keep your eyes open, because more than likely there's going to be work or a detour going on. They're doing a lot of work right now. What we're already seeing, some of the work they're doing, like right now they're working on Pascagoula Street. The areas where they're detouring over there, they're seeing a lot of extra traffic volume over there. So if you are in a detour, expect that there's a lot of people kind of funneling into those areas. So expect a little slowdown right there. Be aware there's probably people trying to merge in on you, so be a little bit careful of that. So anyway, here, let me give it starting today, the railroad crossings at Creole, Orange Grove, and Haley Circle are closing down for CSX doing this work on there. Supposed to be closed down for 2 days, supposed to be back to normal operations on Friday. I'll keep you updated on that one. As that one goes along.
Well, let's hope they get done quickly.
Yeah, that's right. And important work. You got to get that stuff done and everything. So anyway, something else big on the horizon here as we come into Thanksgiving week. Next Monday, Doug, so basically a week from today, the new property tax bills are going out. So I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but just to let you know, they are going to be hitting the mailboxes the week of Thanksgiving here. Keep your eyes open for them. It's just a white postcard, and it's going to have your name, your property on there, and how much you owe for property taxes. Now, Jackson County, Doug, as you know, we pay our property taxes in the rear. So we pay for all of 2009. You don't pay it in advance, you pay it after 2009. So this card is for 2009. This bill is not due in November. It's not due in December. You don't even have to pay it, honestly, till February before you get late fees on there. But this is just to let you know what your amount's going to be due in January, February, and how to kind of plan for that and whatnot. And actually, you can pay for it after February, but then the late fees start accruing and that type of thing. So the other big reason we send it out right now, Doug, is if you pay your property taxes before the end of the calendar year, you can get a tax break on your income taxes. On your income taxes when you fill it out, and down there at the bottom.
Everybody needs one of those.
Yeah, you really do. And anyway, we're not going to go into the You're about to lure me into another conversation here, Doug. Not at all. We're not doing more national conversations. We wasted all of October on that. No,
okay.
I'm just playing. So anyway, so just keep that in mind. You're going to see that coming in your mailbox the week of Thanksgiving. So we're mailing them on November the 24th. They'll hit your mailboxes somewhere the week of Thanksgiving, but that bill is not due. It's just to let you know, but that is the official one. Here are the folks who will get it. If you own your piece of property outright, let's say you've owned your home for a couple of years, you're going to get that card. If you're someone like me, where my mortgage and my property taxes are all combined together, I won't get the card because it's all tied in together. So that's probably most people out there, your property taxes and your mortgage. Now, your mortgage company is going to let you know what your property taxes are for that year. The good news for Jackson County residents is for the amount of your taxes that's determined by the Board of Supervisors, it's going to go down a little bit. Not a lot, but it is going to go down just a little bit this year because we did have a millage decrease of 0.0685 or something like that. It was a little over half a mil decrease, and over the last 2 years, we've had a decrease of over 2 mils for the county. So you will see a decrease in your property taxes for this year for the county. Now, depending on your cities and your lighting districts, it could be different. So for the unincorporated area, you'll see a little bit of a decrease for sure, but then depending on everybody else. But either way, when the bills go out from Joe Tucker's office, they'll have everything on there. That's your entire tax bill. And Joe's worked really hard this year. We've worked on the wording. He's worked on the wording, make it a little clearer. That was one of the things last year we heard when the cards went out, as the wording on the cards was a little hard to understand. So Joe's worked on that all year, and so the cards are a little easier to read this year. So anyway, keep your eyes open for that. If you do need to talk to the tax collector's office, their number is 769. Apologize for keeping looking down there. 769.
No problem.
All right, I'm moving here. I don't have time for chit chat, Doug. I've got a list.
Let's go.
Quit distracting me. I've got a list, Doug. Anyway, Joe Duggar's number 769. All Jackson County numbers 769. There's the look now. 3074 to get you to Joe Tucker's office. He can tell you anything else you need to know about your property taxes and get you squared away for the upcoming year and get you squared away for that. So anyway, so that is in the mailbox coming up.
Good. Let's go to the list.
Oh, we're still on the list?
It's on the
I
list.
thought you were going to say something. I felt a question coming.
Absolutely.
Do you have
not.
a question?
None at all.
Nothing?
Let's go
Okay.
to the list.
Yes, you do. I can feel them. All right, this is another good one. Starting next Monday or Tuesday, we're still working on the date. We've got a really exciting, it's a little project, but we're really pleased about this one. We're opening up a new neighborhood park in the Moss Point, in the city limits of Moss Point. So I know what you're thinking, a county park in the city limits? Yes, actually. Years and years ago, there was a little piece of property, and it's right behind, and I don't mean to be giving out publicity, but everybody kind of knows, Church's Chicken, right off of Main Street over there in Moss Point.
Well, people know where that is.
Yeah, everybody knows where that one is. We've all been to Church's Chicken over there. And right behind there is a little piece of property that was donated to the county years ago. And it's kind of sat there for a while. And Mr. Harris and Jack Hamilton, our recreation director, got together here in 2009, and they said, you know what, let's do something with that. And we've turned it into a little neighborhood park. And it's just about the size of a lot, and but we've got 2 pavilions out there now. We've got some playground equipment and some swing sets, and we got the mulch and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, we're going to have a ribbon cutting on that one next week, and we're going to have some kids out, and we're really looking forward to it. We're going to have some kids out from Lighthouse Church. It's just about 2 blocks away. They're very, very excited about it. They're going to be within walking distance of this little community park. And so it's a little park, but we're really happy to have it over there. It's going to be a little park for the east side of Moss Point, the west side of Moss Point, and you know, something small, but these little community parks are great, Doug, because you can walk there with your family and just, you know, go swing on the swings. You have something to do, like a great day like today, something to do in the community.
That's great that the supervisors are providing that.
Yeah.
Even the size, it doesn't, you know.
Size doesn't matter.
It has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that the supervisors are doing that.
Yeah.
And they're making it available for those people in that community.
And we've got Lum Compass Park and Eddie Kayak Park over there in Moss Point. And that's a very big park. That's a county park inside the city limits, but it is kind of on the east side of the city. And this one's more for the west side of the city. And a little park. And there are a couple other little city parks too that the city of Moss Point has. It's just another little something for you to do over there. So if you get a chance next week, we'd love to have you out just to visit. It's on Joseph Street. It's right behind the Church's Chicken. And it's a little park over there. There's a little parking on the west side of the parking lot over there, and we'd love to have you out. It's got a couple. The kids love it because it's got one of those little canopies over the top, and you can climb on it, and we got the swings, and we got a little fence around it now, so it looks very parkish.
Cool.
So,
I
anyway.
mean, we're returning
Yeah.
to older days when there were little parks around.
Yeah,
and that
that's
people
right.
could go to.
Exactly.
Yes.
There used to be neighborhood parks everywhere.
Absolutely.
You could walk up to
Got
them.
away
and
from that, but now hopefully
got a
we're
little
getting back to it.
spot there. So anyway, so Mr. Harris and Jack Hamilton really kind of deserve all the credit on that. They kind of made that one happen there. So anyway, all right. So we're still moving through the list here.
We got it. Let's go.
Okay. Other major thing is obviously here we are. We're about a week before Thanksgiving. I just wanted to mention everybody that all county offices will be closed, of course, Thanksgiving Day and the day after Thanksgiving. Not probably a big surprise to everybody, but if you are in the building process, if you're doing a building permit, or if you're thinking about paying those property taxes or something like that, it is always good to kind of put that on your schedule and know that you really only have Monday through Wednesday of next week to kind of get county business done. And I also want to mention to you, Doug, that with our new county website, even though we're on a holiday, we're really kind of open for business now all the time. And you can do so much through the new county website.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We
you
did.
could go and apply for a permit.
Exactly. In fact, you can get it started. You can get the whole
on the
building.
website.
And just go to the county's, what you want to do is go to the planning department section of the website, just as an example here. And let's say you did. Let's say Doug wanted to add on to this museum, and you decided, Doug, you decided Thanksgiving night, I'm going to add on to the museum, and I'm going to go ahead and apply for my building permit right now. You just go to it's called the Citizens Access Portal. It's called CAP, and it's real big. And all you do is put your name in there, put an email address in there, and it sets up an account for you. And it's not just copying off ordinances. You can literally get the building permit and get the process started. The whole electronic paperwork side starts for you. and gets all that going. And you can go ahead and check out the plot, the size of the land, all of that sort of stuff. Get all that basic down. You can find out the ordinances that are in effect in that part. That's just one example of one thing you can do on the county's new website. Even though we're closed for Thanksgiving, you can still get some good work done. And speaking of taxes, you can pay your property taxes and your car tag online right now too, through Joe Tucker's page. Just go to the tax collector's page, and it actually defers you. It links you to the site that makes that secure payment. But you'll see it's your name, and it's very, very easy to operate. Just all you need is a credit card or debit card, and they'll take good care of you. The only thing we ever tell people on that one, it will not post to your checking account or whatever account it won't post that day. It will post like the next business day. It does take a bit to kind of run through the process. So if you are in one of those situations where you need to pay your property tax or your car tag today, it's always best to still go down to the county courthouse. But if you're getting a head start on it, you're a couple weeks out or a week or so out, that's fine. It's a great way to go, and you don't have to worry about being off or us being off and everything.
Got about 1 minute. What we got on the list here?
I guess I just want to mention real quickly, if you come over to the Channel 7 studios, swing on by over there by Vegas Street. See the new health department. It is really coming along great. The foundation,
I was by there yesterday. It's looking really good.
It is, Doug. They finished off the foundation about 2 weeks ago, and then they started putting up the frame last week. They were even working out there while Ida was raining on them last week. The frame is going up. You can really see the building starting to come effect. I'll probably have some photos for when we meet in December, give you some idea of what's going on there. So we're really looking forward to that. And the Fountain Blue Shelter, I want to mention to you there, that one is almost done. It's hard to believe we'll have that one done in January, February. So it'll definitely be ready for hurricane season next year, provided we don't get a hurricane in December.
Well, let's hope not.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not, my friend.
Well, Kenny,
hey,
we're out of time, but thanks for coming by. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Buddy.
And happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there that's watching this. Of course, that's next week. And I want to say a shout out to one of my biggest fans, my mom. Thank you for watching. And thank you for watching this episode of Spotlight on Jackson County. Join us again next week for another informative show.